The objective of this video is to look at another student's notebook. In this case, we're going to look at a Fundamentals of Networking CNG 101 notebook. We're going to look at this notebook in order to better understand how to college. One of the things I didn't understand when I first walked into college is how to take notes and what I'm supposed to do on my own time in order to understand the concepts that these professors were throwing at me. So I hope a video like this could help out a lot of people. You can see right there, I already have a question for you. What helps you learn? So let me give you an example. As we go over to this student's notebook, there will be many times you see nothing over here because I went ahead and clicked resolve just to make the comments disappear so you don't see the conversation I'm having with that student. Because though the student approved this video and said it was okay to use their work, I still just want to hide their name. Never know, they might change their mind a year or 5 from now. And I'm hoping a video like this can help more than just the students who are in my class right now. So let me scroll up quite a bit. How about right here? So no one's perfect, and in the beginning this student was just trying to understand how class works. So here they are doing some notes, not as many as I'd like. I do love that they put a picture there. I love that they're using color coding within their text and doing some of the math themselves right here. That's absolutely terrific. I like how they must have lost track of time and accidentally did 19 notes instead of 18. Here's the words that they had the option to choose from this first Flash Talk Friday, so I'm going to go ahead and delete that. It's good for them to see what their options were as they reflect, and then go back and see what their choice was right here. And right now, those in my class might be looking at this and noticing a tiny flaw, and it is a tiny flaw. So they're supposed to have a title right here. And a few times in this notebook, I will see a title from them, but actually, they seem to be forgetting every single time. But oh my gosh, that is just a small thing. I think more importantly is just this date, because if they're ever confused or during this reflection process, I encourage students to go through, if they need to see what the original lesson was, they can look at the date, go to their email, type that date in to figure out which lesson was emailed to them on that day. So let's keep it rolling here. Throughout this, you can pause at any time because I'm not going to read the work to you here. A lesson like this, absolutely terrific that they use color, because this is a tough lesson. This is about the multiple layers in the OSI model. So they made each layer a different color. That's just absolutely a great way to learn. Notice they pasted in a picture here. Notice they did 22 notes that day, so they went crazy. So going back to this question, what helps you learn? Well, color could be an answer. You can understand that you're an auditory learner, so maybe you're not typing as many notes as a student, and you're just sitting there soaking it in. Now that makes me nervous, so usually those students are with me in the discussion group, and I could kind of get this visual of their face to see if they're on board. I'm pretty good at detecting looks of confusion. I'm a very empathic person, so I can really almost feel when there's some sort of discomfort, so I can keep trying to explain particular concepts. But for all the other students who prefer learning on their own and at their own pace, especially with videos, that's why I have this question here, just to help you know thyself more. Though I'm the teacher running the discussion groups, that is not my style of learning. I identify more with the students out there in the cubicles. See, at home, I wake up really early in the morning before anyone, and I have a nice pot of coffee, I have my laptop, and that's where I get a lot of terrific learning done. Sometimes I wonder if students think learning is something you clock in and clock out of. It's supposed to be a lifelong thing. Other options over here for how you learn could be kinesthetic, and typing or writing with pen and pencil is a kinesthetic movement. If students want more hands-on activity, well, I'm a computer class, whether you're taking me for networking, programming, operating systems, or whatever, so therefore the hands-on activities logically is on the keyboard. So at this point, as I've gone through the notebook quite a bit, I wonder, how is your notebook comparing to this one? Do some self-reflection here, maybe honest reflection, and go ahead and answer that. Notice that when I put something in red, well, the students know that that's me interacting with their notebook, trying to help them along. And you see here, since I don't get those looks of confusion or any other indicator of confusion, I can read it and then I can try to help correct that, whether I'm doing it inside the notebook or I'm doing it over here in the comments. So let's find a mistake here. Okay, right here. So they said something that's just not true. If they're in a job interview and they were to say this, that might make the employer less likely to hire them. So it's great that they're in this class, right? Because I crossed out the incorrect thing, I wrote what should be correct in red, then I even commented here, kind of pushing them towards another direction to better understand this particular fact. And how about that for an individualized education? And let's go over here. Not trying to embarrass a student. This is okay. People will forever make mistakes in their life. It's not going to stop anytime soon. So they made a mistake here. The real answer is the number 3. And so then I get to explain why that's the correct answer. Speaking of mistakes, I made a mistake when I read this question. Like, I didn't even read it correctly. I was trying to ask, like, what helps you learn? But I suppose it is like this question of how do you like to learn? So if you can see any difference between the two questions and would like to answer this one, go ahead. There's a natural follow-up for me here, which is there a way you specifically don't like to learn? So for me, I could say I specifically do not like to sit in a room and listen to someone speak for an hour or have somebody tell me like every little thing to do on the path to learning about something. So for my students in the room, if I can get an answer for that, I might be able to be a better teacher to them. And here's our last question for the video. After pausing, somewhere I hope you've paused as I was scrolling through. Ooh, I like that. That was a picture from a video I made. Somehow they found a way to get it in there. But as I scrolled through, is there anything in particular that you found you like about this notebook? It'd be great to compliment them. I can pass that on to them. So I hope that helps. This is certainly an exemplary notebook. Like, this student is getting an A. If they keep this work ethic up, I'm positive they'll pass or achieve anything they want in life. They have self-control, reflection, research skills. There's nothing a student like this can't achieve. And for me as the teacher looking at that, I feel good about just leaving them be for the majority of the semester. I would only be slowing them down. So I hope this helped you understand how to college a little bit better. And if you could think of anything that I'm missing here, please let me know.